And we are going. 3, 2. Can I have a kiss? 2.
I don't want to be in the shot.
All right. Everybody pretend I'm kissing Hassan. And if you're listening, that was Hassan. And if you're watching, that was Hassan's evil twin. What's up? What's up, Bean Mafia? We're back.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Chilling.
You chilling? Like a villain?
Yeah, like a villain.
Named Krillin?
Named Krillin was not a villain.
No, I said a villain, like a villain named Krillin.
Okay, so it's different than Krillin.
Yeah, different Krillin.
Okay.
Why would it be the same Krillin?
I guess I'm chilling like this other Krillin.
So you think that there's one Krillin? You think there's the only nigga named Krillin? In this world of Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
So in this world of Dragon Balls, which pretty much are just the Infinity Stones,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Kind of. They are actually probably a little less powerful, right, than an Infinity Stone one-on-one?
Yeah, because Infinity Stone,
Infinity
if you have one Dragon Ball, you can't do nothing with that bitch.
Yeah.
One Infinity Stone, you can
can,
rule
like,
the world.
Yeah, you can like go, but someone allows you to go through time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Infinity Stones are way more powerful than Dragon Balls. In Dragon Balls, you gotta get them all together for one fucking wish. That giant dragon, one wish. One wish from a fucking mythical dragon. You get one wish.
People always wish to bring people back to life, too. And it's like, hey, bro, just let it go, man.
Yeah. They're gonna die again eventually.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you can't win this.
Is that what happens?
They used one time, they used it to bring Krillin back to life.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because Frieza blows that nigga up. The first time you ever go Super Saiyan is right after Frieza broke. They're having that big fight.
Mm-hmm.
Frieza fucks up Piccolo, blows up Krillin. Literally, points at him, flings him in the air, blows him up, and then Goku goes, and it's the first time. The only reason I know this so well, I literally just watched this episode.
Really?
Like, I'm talking about 3 days ago.
Why?
It was all, you know how you're scrolling by stuff?
Yeah.
And somebody had that bitch in parts in TikTok, like the whole. So, nigga, I'm like, oh, man, you got them. It was like part 30. I was like, oh, well, let's find part 1.
Yeah, let's go back.
I watched the whole episode in bed.
Damn.
Just in parts and through TikTok.
How long did it take?
I forgot. A lot of parts.
Yeah, probably the same, but actually probably like how long? Probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes. It was like two plus minutes each video.
Oh yeah, you can do 3 minutes on TikTok.
Yeah, so it was like 2 to 3 plus minutes each video. So we're talking, yeah, maybe 10 or whatever, or less than that. That's 30. So
Yeah.
like less than that. So like 7, like 6 or 7, about 21 minutes. You know,
Okay.
like that, because they were split up like that. But it wanted like that, where
That's
you had to
crazy.
just go through
That's
them all.
crazy.
But it was awesome.
Yeah. Was it like full screen or was it like you know the black bars screen in the middle?
Oh, the full screen. So you kind of saw it in a weird angle, but it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was good enough angle that it was like, oh, it's fine.
Okay. Like, but the things were cut off then probably a little bit.
I didn't need to. All the main characters were good.
Oh, the main characters were good, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I just wanted to see. You see Krillin get blown up. You see Frieza talking that shit.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, is this nigga gay? Yeah. The whole time I always thought Frieza was a woman. My whole life.
I thought Frieza was a woman too.
Frieza's a man.
When I know that now. He's a boy. But when I first
Man.
He's a man.
Not a boy.
Is he a boy? Isn't he a boy? Isn't he hella young?
Wait, Frieza's a child doing all that shit?
He's like somebody's son. He's like another bad guy's. He's like a future bad guy's son. He's like a prince. At most, that dude's like 19. At most.
Damn. Bro, it's because I love that this is how we started. Because, man, if you knew what this movie was, any person who's coming because they love this movie is like, what the fuck? Because the movie is so, bro, when I say so not this.
Yeah.
And if you're a person who loves classic shit, like you came for this classic spoil the beans moment. You know what I mean? Because this is a spoil the beans kind of movie today.
Yes, okay.
So it's like that. It's like a classic. And it's crazy that if you're a new listener, I love that you're like, I mean, I've never even seen, what the fuck are they talking about? If you've never even seen Dragon Ball Z.
These are like crazy words.
First off, we never said it. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z.
We never said it. We never prefaced.
You had to just know.
Yeah. You had to be on board since Krillin.
Yep, bro.
Since Krillin.
I forgot that's how we got.
That's how we got in there. That's how you had to be. Wow.
Yo, I love. Welcome back, Hassan.
Oh,
My brother's back on the beans.
Hey.
I love having you on because literally before the episode, Hassan said, "Hey, I have to go somewhere." I said, "Oh, don't worry, bro. The movie's short." And then he goes, "Yeah, but well," and I go, "Oh, yeah, that's not really the problem."
Yeah, the problem is.
The problem is this part.
Yeah. You
Me
mentioned
talking about
Krillin,
this.
and I was like,
Or me talking about wasting time.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about how you said and I'm wasting it.
That's true. Really, the peak of intelligent conversation is just breaking down a conversation we just had. As if they weren't there for this.
Oh, bro. But I'm glad to have you back, buddy. How you been?
Hey, I've been good.
Yeah.
Just doing time.
In
and
prison?
Being in Texas. You know what it is?
Wait, time like in the prison of Texas?
Yes. You know, just
In the prison of
just
Texas.
hopping in and out of the prison of Texas. There's only one. There's only one. Just go in there.
Yeah, Austin's cool, man. How you feeling about it?
You know, everything feels up in the air, if I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Everything just feels up in the air. It feels like
the movie with George Clooney.
yes.
Oh, I'm so on fire.
I know you are. You are. And I'm Anna Kendrick. She's in that movie, isn't she?
Yo, my
Hey,
boy.
what's
Look
up?
at you.
What's up?
Have you seen that?
No, I
Crazy.
just think that's the one that made her super famous, right?
It's a crazy movie. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
It was straight. It was
Okay.
straight, but I wasn't like, it was like, whatever.
Yeah, nothing about it has made me be like, oh, I want to watch this.
Yeah, I like George Clooney. That's why I saw it.
But yeah, it feels like Austin feels like that movie. It's straight.
Austin feels like that movie.
It's straight.
Yo, that is the realest shit you ever said.
Yeah.
Austin does feel like the movie Up in the Air with George Clooney and Anna Kendrick. Just, you know, all right. You know, that's how it feels right now. But, you know, not to say it can't get better, but if I'm being a little more frank, which I'll be a little more frank, Castillo.
Oh, nice.
Roast champion. Austin sucks.
Well, you feel this. You feel that way about it.
It kind of sucks. Not entirely, just mostly. It's not the word. Look, bro. Look. We talking comedy right now?
Yes, we're talking comedy.
We're talking comedy. We talking that COMEDY?
Yes. Did you spell it right? Yes, you did spell it right. COMEDY. You did say E, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I hope so. God, they can play it back. They'll know.
Yeah.
Bro, if we talking that real shit, and I'm being honest, I do, you know, and hopefully I'll be able to look back at this and be like, damn, that's how I felt then. But I'm just giving y'all the real feelings. I do feel like, man, I want to be in the action.
In the action.
In the action.
Up in the club. All right.
Yeah, because and we've been in the action before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In LA. And the action, just if you're wondering, it's LA or New York. That's the action.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the and you know what I mean.
Yes,
that
I know
is
what
the
you mean.
action. If
I know
we're
what you
talking
mean.
about what it is, that's what it is. That's where comedy is really happening in those two cities. Okay, and not that you can't get better. I love it here as far as the time and getting better and all that. I'm talking just if we talking real shit, we talking comedy. I like being around the best. I like knowing that I'm around the best, and I like knowing that that the sky is the limit.
Right. Okay.
Here, the limit in Austin is I don't even know because Rogan's Club's not even open.
Right.
So I don't even know what the limit is here.
Right.
But I know in LA or New York,
There's no limit.
There's no limit.
There's
I
no
know.
limit.
Whereas here, will it be no limit? Will there be a conditional limit? Will it be like a ceiling you can hit?
I
don't know.
Here, there's potential of the limit. That's what it is. There's potential to be no limit, right? There's a potential here to be like, oh, this is where the best comics are. And you feel it, and that's why you took a chance on here. And then when I visited out here, I was like, okay, there's a potential to be a limit here. Let me come here and try to be on the ground floor of whatever there is.
Okay.
But
at the end of the day,
on the flip side of that,
what?
As there is potential to be no limit, like a sky's limit here, there's a potential to be very, like, at a certain point, like, oh, your head hits the ceiling here.
Yeah, you get in. Let's say Rogan's Club's awesome. Let's say it is, which I believe it will be. You guys, I'm a very big advocate of like. I definitely think it's gonna be awesome. That's why I fucking moved here. But will there be a like? Oh, you get in it, you get your spots and the line. You know, but it's like, oh, it ain't. Like it ain't giving you that same level of competition or that same level of being seen or, you know, because there are these things and it's like, you know, that I do want, you know, I'd like to get in just for laughs.
Yes.
I'd like to be a new face. Shout out to our boy Brian Simpson.
Yes.
A motherfucking brother from another mother, both of ours. You know, one of the members of the Bean. What?
Abby Robert, shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Abby, another door guy. You know, shout out to both. I love those dudes. You know what I mean? And I'm so fucking thankful they got it. But they're in the action.
Right.
They're in the action. That's where the action happens. That's where you get stuff. You know, you got to at least audition before last year.
Right.
You didn't even get to audition this year.
I didn't get to audition this year.
Because you're not in the action.
Yeah.
You're not. If you were there, you got. That's not. But you know, it's just that's what I mean.
Right.
I mean, it's like now. If we were in LA, would we be getting as much time and yada yada yada? No, wouldn't be getting as much money. Wouldn't be getting as much stage time. Yeah. Maybe not have gotten as better as we've gotten.
Yes.
But let me tell you this: would have still gotten better. would have still been getting up and would have been in the action.
Right.
So my point is, I'm kind of like, well, my fuse of like, I want to be around the real shit. I want to be around a real city where the comedy's fucking happening. You know what I mean? Whether that be LA or New York, and whether that might be Austin. I'm not saying it's not Austin. I'm just talking shit because, you know, I'm annoyed with you guys right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as, you know, the idea of going from a city without, like I said, like you said before, where you just, the sky is the limit. There's
Sky is the limit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Versus a place where, going to a place where, oh, man, there could be a hard ceiling here.
Like any scene, like every scene, like San Diego, like
Yeah, San
and I
Diego.
love San Diego. That's still my favorite scene over LA.
Right.
With a scene with a ceiling.
Right.
So it's not an insult to what any other scene in the world.
Right.
It's just if you're talking that real shit, if you're talking about trying to hit that next, like the level that I want to hit, which is the level of fucking John Mulaney, the level of Kevin Hart, the level of Chappelle, the level of Bill Burr, Louis C.K. Those are the people. That's where I see, you know, and that's where I feel like every comic should, like, or whatever, however you want to. But I see myself amongst that. Like, that's the kind of peers I want to be amongst. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why I surround myself with my friends like you, Brian Simpson, Trey Stewart, Ron Taylor. You know what I mean? Sam Lopez, the people you've seen on this podcast that I believe Trey, you know, that can do that. Matt Lockwood. But they're in LA.
Yeah.
Everyone I just named.
Everyone else is in LA.
You know what I mean? Trey's like, oh, he's in Austin, bro. Trey's on the road and in LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not in all, you know what I mean? That's
Right.
what Trey's like, bro. He's where it's happening.
Right.
And that's why I'm talking shit right now about Austin. But then again, I'm still here, and it's nice, it's beautiful, and yeah, it's cool.
And there's a lot of good stage time where we get paid.
Yo, that's great.
Yeah. Like rent is completely paid by comedy, which is nice.
Yep, I love that.
Which is definitely very nice. And then the time we get is a good time.
Yep.
The time we get is good time. Yeah. But you know,
it's a crazy thing to complain about. It's like it's awesome. It's a crazy thing.
We're in a great spot. Like I don't want to come off as like, maybe it will come off as whiny, but it's like, yeah, we're in a great spot. But it is like
it's
when you look forward to like, oh, where can what more? Because you're always looking for more.
Don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
This is a great spot. And I know you've heard us both say that the end goal isn't to be famous. The end goal is to do comedy for a living.
Yeah.
That's the end goal. The end goal is, am I on the road doing stand-up, doing headlining shows, whether it be putting out specials or at least putting out my own albums or whatever, but I'm paying my own bills, living my own life, and like in a good, like I can live my, like a life with stand-up.
Right.
Bro, I won. Mm-hmm. I won. But even in that situation, I'm not going to let myself get comfortable. I'm going to challenge myself, and that's why you put yourself around the best comedians. You know what I mean? The challenge of why I came to Austin was because there was no comedy going on in the world. So the challenge was, well, I'm going to go to the place where stand-up is happening. Right. Now the stand-up's happening everywhere. I want that challenge again of being around the best and seeing if I can be one of the best, because I believe I can. I believe I am. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's why it's like, oh, am I gonna stay here? No, it's like, well, I gotta go be in the action. Right. If I want the things that I want to happen. Right. You know what I mean? But then again, I'm gonna sign another 6-month lease. I'm gonna ride my 6 months out, and I'm still waiting for Joe's Club to open up, because I do believe that it's gonna change the landscape of comedy in the whole landscape. I do believe that. I believe there will be a new, it'll take anything from LA or New York or Chicago or Atlanta. Any of those, it'll add. It'll be another metropolis for comedy.
Yeah, it'll be a new spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we're basically early investors in a place that we're like, oh, I wonder, you know, like this, we have the same sort of fears, I guess, an early investor in like a big company would have. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, but that's how we're really feeling.
Yeah, just being honest with y'all.
Yeah, since we were like, you asked me how we felt. It's like, oh, I can't fake it for them.
Don't fake the phone. Not on the beans.
Not on the beans.
You're back on the beans, bro.
Yeah.
You're OG bean paw.
Where's my drink? All right. Yeah.
You're a bean paw.
Yeah. I'm a bean paw. Professor Pinto.
Oh man, buddy. But yeah, it's good to have you back.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Dude, it's always fucking sunny, especially in Philly. It's good to have you back, bro, because today is a special day. Today's episode is what the podcast is all about.
Okay.
Today's episode, I got to pull my phone back out because I forgot the name of the guy already.
Nice.
I pulled it out earlier.
That's also what this podcast is all about.
Also what this podcast is all about. Yo, this episode was paid for by a man named David Paul. Okay?
Oh, David. Oh, David.
David's Die Hard.
David's Die Hard everything. David's probably the most. You know what? I'll say this.
Oh, David, look at you.
I'll say this, David. You are probably the most Die Hard beaner out there. Bean Mafia. You are the most Die Hard. You are the most Die Hard because you're all over Spoil the Bean stuff. You're all over my stuff. So that's Die Hard. That's the Die Hard stuff right there.
He's a bean fidel.
Yeah, he's a bean fidel. True bean fidel.
True bean fidel.
True bean fidel.
But you're definitely a top beaner. That's for damn sure. You're
Yeah.
part of the, you're one of the top bean mafia. I'm sure Chris Tyler, one of the other guys. would
Chris
have something
Tyler's
to
up
say.
there. Yeah.
Will
Chris-
Peacock. There's a lot of
Chris
guys.
Tyler. Chris Tyler. Oh yeah, Chris Tyler.
There's a lot of
Chris
there's a lot of
Tyler's a
people
very,
that,
very good one as well.
That Chris Castro. There's a lot of people that
Mm-hmm.
have really got into the bean fan, like real like top beans. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like my God,
Yeah.
they go all out.
Yeah.
And then there's the rest of you who are regular people.
Yeah.
I love the crazy ones. You don't get me wrong. We're family.
Yeah.
We family. Everybody else is just they're part of my my kin. You know what I mean? You guys are die hard fans. But bro, David Paul paid for this one,
Okay.
and he paid specifically for you
Okay.
because he loves you
Yes.
and he knows who you are.
Yes. Yes.
Hassan,
Mm-hmm.
how are your Giants doing this year?
Very well. They're doing very,
They're
very
doing
well.
very well, aren't they?
They're doing very, very well.
I saw that. I saw that they were
Yeah.
kicking ass.
Yeah, they kind
Is
of
it like 60
sort
and
of-
20?
61 and 29. They have the best. They kind of have the best record in the MLB. Just kind of.
Kind of. They're possibly the best team in baseball this year.
Yes, very possible.
I really like the Padres. They look cool too.
The Padres are definitely more flashy.
Yeah, and then the Dodgers are also really good.
The Dodgers are yes.
Their
yes.
record is
those
also
are,
very
those
good.
are kind of the three
Teams.
And they're in the same division.
I know, so it's gonna be a great playoff.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking.
I want to watch the playoffs with you when that comes around because
Okay.
all those teams will have to face each other,
Yes.
and I'm all for that. Now, the reason I ask because I know we all know how much our boy loves baseball.
Right.
I mean, one of the biggest reverses we've ever had was you spoiling the Giants championship run for me.
Right.
One of our biggest episodes to this day.
That
Still.
was a fun episode.
This is a big one. So I'm sure that's why our man David Paul here paid for this one today
Okay.
because he knows what gets Hassan's going.
Right.
He knows what gets Hassan's blood work pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Hassan Ahmad,
Yes.
can you tell me what you think happens in the movie that I'm about to explain to you in full motherfucking detail? Because this is a classic episode of Spoil the Beans, baby.
Okay.
Hassan, what happens in Major League?
That's your hat. Yeah, as soon as you were talking about baseball, I saw your hat. I was like, that was a choice.
It's a classic, baby.
Yeah, that was a
This
choice.
movie down there got me going today, bro. I forgot how much I love this fucking. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's about the Cleveland Indians. I know that.
No, it's not. But go ahead.
Is it not?
It's your movie. It's your movie.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the movie I'm going to tell.
Or whatever Cleveland team it is at the time. I'm pretty sure that it's just the Indians. I know Charlie Sheen's in it. He's like the pitcher. And it's about a horrible team. They're so bad that they suck. They're so bad that they suck. They're so bad that they suck.
Damn, well, that's fucked up. I didn't know that.
Bro, they're so bad that they suck, dude. That's pretty rough.
That's horrible.
It's pretty rough. And then they get like a new manager to come turn the team around, but it's like an old manager that was like a disgraced form or something.
Oh, like he used to be good, but he got in trouble for like touching kids.
Yeah. Probably not that insane. Probably not. I don't know if this is if this is also a psychological thriller. But if that's what he's coming back from, it for sure is.
It's a little bit like Spotlight.
Yeah. I thought it was more like a comedy, but it's comedy meets Spotlight.
Baseball meets Spotlight.
It's quirky baseball team meets the Boston Globe. And fuck. Yeah, and then he just turns around this team of characters around, and they go from the worst team in the league to winning the World Series or winning the pennant. Probably. It's probably the pennant. It's probably some stupid shit like the pennant.
Some loser mentality. Like being excited for win the fucking pennant.
That's the thing about movies. They just have to pretend the pennant is the biggest thing a lot of the time.
I think it just sounds cool.
It's a cooler than the World Series.
We've had this argument before.
Yeah. I will say this, though. You can say the pennant, and people who don't really know sports will be like, oh, they must mean the World Series.
Yep.
they don't mean the semifinals, because that's what they call the semifinals.
Yeah, you can't do that in football. You can't be like, oh, they're playing the Super Game, and a person's like, I think they mean the Super Bowl. Everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck are they?
Super Game, yeah. But with pennant, they use the word pennant in baseball.
Yep.
And
so you believe, like, oh,
if you don't know baseball, you'd be like, oh, that's what they call World Series wins. They call them pennants. And that's how they get away with it. That's how they get away with it.
But it's because baseball's so fucking stupid. And I love baseball. I played it, but baseball is so stupid.
Yeah.
That's why they're idiots.
Yeah, pennant is they win the two teams in the World Series have both won pennants. It's the semifinal win. That's for those of you who didn't know.
I feel like I will give baseball this. They allow more movies to be about them than any other sport. Because I'm trying to think, bro, ain't no football movies where the NFL teams are the NFL teams.
Yeah.
And basketball movies, like Mike, they had the teams, which is fucking a weird choice for the NBA.
Well, the NBA was like, oh, we're trying to ensure future generations of fans.
Yeah. I think
that's why we'll show them the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah. Is there another basketball movie where they show a real team? I don't think so.
Kind of.
What?
In Love and Basketball, right? They show like vague Lakers-like highlights.
Yeah, but that whole movie he's in the NBA for half of a second.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to think about like a movie where they're traveling, nigga. They playing different teams. Because like Mike, he travels, bro. They play the Rockets. They play the Spurs.
They play the Kings.
They play the Kings. Yeah, Chris Webber, him and AI. They play Philly.
Yeah, they play Philly. We talk about children? No.
I'm trying to think. Because baseball, I can name a bunch of movies where they
use the actual team. I'm pretty sure in this one they use the actual teams, but I'll find out in a second.
But in football, I can't think of any.
It's interesting how they've embraced that media, but they haven't embraced like the internet and like.
They're like, we love it. Put us in a movie. Keep us off that goddamn internet.
Yeah, it's like damn.
No free highlights. It's like what?
Yeah.
No, you want to see a home run? It's at 50 cents.
Yeah. The highlight system is bad. There should be more clips on TikTok. There should be more everything.
Bro, they should be all over Undisputed and FS1, like in Sports Center, but they're stupid. Mm-hmm. And then so they win the pennant.
Yeah, they win the pennant.
And does he ever go to jail for touching those little boys, or is that the next? Is that Major League 2?
No. The Major League 2 is then the team has to then deal with the ramifications of like putting their feelings about that off to the side to win a World Series. But now they win a World Series, and then like Charlie Sheen has a kid, and it's like, oh fuck, this is like, what did I do? What was the price of this World Series?
Damn.
He meets some of the family of the kids he molested, and it's like, oh damn, this is like, it wasn't. I was able to shove stuff aside away when you win, but after you win, it's like, who am I? And then like Charlie Sheen has to really, really delve into like, I'm a winner, but am I really? That's the sort of underlying tone of Major League 2.
Oh my god! It wins Oscars, right?
Yeah, I don't. Someone should write that film.
Directed by David Fincher.
Yeah. And he sees he sees the anger in his manager and sees what it really is.
Damn, and Major League 3 is about how they have to lose their trophies, like because they,
Yeah.
he gets convicted and they take the trophies away.
They take the trophies away, and then he has to go fight. Like he has to be like, look, what he did was wrong, but it has nothing to do with how well I threw strikes.
Yeah.
I was, so.
Damn.
What's going on really?
And then Major League 4
is about Reggie Bush.
no, Major League 4, aliens come down and they need him to play baseball in space.
Yeah. With the Looney Tunes. Have you watched
the fucking Looney Tunes?
Have you watched the new
Space Jam?
Yeah.
Yo. And you know how much I love movies, considering this podcast on episode 240-something.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it. I got like 15 minutes in.
Oh, really?
I had to get away.
Really?
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oof.
He couldn't. Yo. Why? First off, it's 2 hours.
Okay.
The original Space Jam is like an hour and 20.
Yeah. And as we've talked about, very relevant movie.
Very relevant. And also, bro, say what you want, because it's not like everybody's like, oh, the first Space Jam, because people have been hardly criticizing the second Space Jam,
right.
and everybody's response has been, oh, the first Space Jam wasn't some classic. And it's like, no, the first Space Jam wasn't some classic. But you know what it didn't do? It didn't waste 40 extra minutes of my time.
Also, the first Space Jam was a classic. Was it a classic because it was a great movie? No, no one's watching Space Jam for the acting and the dialogue and the cinematography. No,
It
no one's.
moves well.
Yeah, it moves well, and it's the first time we've ever seen the Looney Tunes play basketball with a real person.
Yo, and
That's-
that real person
yeah,
was,
it was
Michael Jordan
Yeah.
on going on championship number 5. He's trying to win championship 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, that's a
That's
lot.
with a classic soundtrack. Like, bro, that was a
Yo,
classic
I believe I can
movie.
fly.
Yeah.
I believe I can fly.
Yeah.
Is how the movie starts, and that's on it. You're
Yeah.
right, bro. Come on and
That's
slam,
yeah.
and welcome to the gym.
Yeah, no. No one. Like, I hate that argument because no one is like, no, I put Space Jam in my top 5. No one's saying that.
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't a classic movie.
No, it wasn't.
Like in that sense, but it's a classic movie in
Yeah,
the sense
bro.
of like culturally, like people still visit the Space Jam website. Like what's a famous internet sort of Easter egg?
Yeah.
The Space Jam website is the original, same one as the original in 1996.
It's also super. It's just, bro. Yeah, watching the second one, bro. It took. I'm watching food, and I'm like, why is it taking so long to get this nigga with the Looney Tunes?
Yeah,
I'm
I heard
15 minutes in.
he's an awful parent in this.
Definitely, bro. He's like, it sucks. It just sucks. It just sucks, food. And you know what else? There's no Bill Murray.
And I've said this fucking before, and I'll say it again. I'll scream from the mountaintops. They're not in space.
Should've
It's
been
called Space Jam, not Online Jam.
Should have been,
It should have been called Online Jam. Ooh, Cyberspace Jam. Fine. But you gotta add cyber in it. There's no mention of
you take out
Yeah, space, yeah.
You call it Online Jam. That way, it's not a sequel.
Yeah.
It's its own movie. And now nobody's. It's like, oh, it's just a different movie.
Right.
It's Online Jam.
Right.
It's not Space Jam. And you know what you do? You fucking edit it down to an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
Hour and 30 with credits.
You're right.
With opening credits and ending credits, it's an hour 30. It's an hour fucking 20 as far as the movie is concerned.
Yeah. No one's trying to see LeBron James' fake family life.
Nigga,
When
I don't need
also-
character development.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about the first one. There's no character development for Michael Jordan. He just fucking is in space. He fucking wins the game.
Yeah.
He comes back to Earth.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's it.
Yeah.
We don't need the growth of like he learns how to be a good dad because that's clearly what they're setting up.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I want to see this nigga play Klay Thompson and Anthony Davis as Monstars.
Yeah.
How does Damian Lillard lose his basketball powers?
Yeah, that's fair.
Who's Charles Barkley?
Yeah, that's true. I want to see him come back to Earth in a fucking spaceship that crashes in the middle of the game.
You know what fucking he finishes the
He
game.
finishes the game.
Nobody cares. And nobody freaks out that the spaceship is animated.
Yeah,
Not that it's a spaceship, but my nigga, it's animated.
That's true. No one is watching Michael Jordan reach across the half court with the ball, and at no point is anyone thinking, I wonder what the relationship with this kid is like. Yeah, why even try to add any depth to the movie?
Because you're stupid. You're LeBron James. And I love you. You know how much I love you, bro. But you're stupid. And you tried to like make something. You tried like you got too ahead of yourself. You know what I'm saying? For Michael Jordan, I will say this. And I think LeBron, you're a better player. But Michael had the common sense to be like, yo, I'll just play him in space.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Right. LeBron was out here trying to make like choices.
Bro, trying to teach me something about fatherhood. Are you out of your fucking head? This is a movie for fathers. Yo, go fuck yourself, dude. Go fuck yourself. Like, go fuck you, man. This is a movie for fathers? Are you fucking out of your mind? Are you out of your motherfucking mind, dude? You play basketball.
With the Looney Tunes.
No, for the Lakers in real life.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go into your. What's happening, man? Do you think you know anything about a fatherhood movie? Are you out of your fucking mind? You know how hard it is to make click? That shit is Adam Sandler had to make a bunch of movies. Fool.
Yeah.
You want to have a deep story about fatherhood?
Yeah.
You got to take the Looney Tunes out of it.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be the star. You should probably be producing it.
Yeah, just have Don Cheadle be it. The fuck are you? It's all I'm saying that shit, bro. It's like, it's a great movie for father.
No, it seems like it's a movie about the Looney Tunes. So I don't.
That's what it should be. It's not.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. No.
It's clearly a movie about LeBron James. That's why they're setting up like this relationship with his kid, and it's like, yo.
Are they trying to set up a sequel?
No, like that's the beginning. It's
That's the beginning. Okay.
It's like, yo, the first one starts. Michael Jordan is practicing.
Yes.
His dad says, keep practicing. I believe I can fly plays.
Yeah.
You see these amazing highlights.
Right.
This nigga's in space.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. Pretty quickly.
No. Because then right after that, you see what's going on in Looney Tune Land. That's
Yeah.
like right after that, you see what's going on in Looney Tune Land, and they're like, yo, we need this guy, and then they go get him.
Yeah, and then they steal the powers from the basketball players,
Yep.
and the NBA locks down because they think there's a virus. Like I said.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Relevant movie.
But look how fast we're saying now. The pacing.
Right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes in the movie. Like immediate. This is
Because that's what happens. We don't need. It wasn't like Michael Jordan was like watching Bugs Bunny and like, I don't think Bugs Bunny are really good. This and then they're building this relationship between him and Bugs. No. Just get this nigga there, bro, and fucking have him hooping. Bro, that nigga gets to Looney Tune Land, and they immediately put him in the gym.
Yes, yeah. They're playing basketball.
And they clean the gym up.
Right.
Like, bro, it happens within like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. I didn't like that it's like, bro, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you, LeBron James, to try and make a deep movie?
But, like, the vehicle for your deep movie is Space Jam. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on there?
What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah.
What's going on with you, bro?
You could just make another movie, bro, about being a father.
I mean, Kevin Hart did. It's called Fatherhood.
Yeah.
And it also looks terrible. Kevin Hart, what the fuck do you know? If I'm being honest, dog, what the fuck do you know? Hey, bro, I love you, man, but you just seem like the worst example. You know what I mean? Like, you seem like a great, but I don't know. That's probably me.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
It's just the truth.
My dad was a great dad. Wasn't in front of the cameras 24/7. That's a little bit like.
He didn't make me do TikTok dances with him.
Yeah.
We watched games together and argue.
Yeah.
And then eat dinner and laugh and go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that you guys don't do that, but my dad didn't have to fly off and do Jumanji 2 the next day.
Yeah.
He was just agreeing with the work.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
That's what your major league is?
Yes. Yes.
That's where we ended.
That's where we ended. Yeah, that's what my major league is.
Are you ready to hear major league?
I am.
David Paul, dude, this is awesome. I think this is a fucking great choice. I'm really excited. I mean, you tugged on the OG strings, OG Beans heartstrings. That's what you did. This is that kind of episode.
Okay, I'm ready. This seems like a movie that I would love.
Hey. This is an ad. That's what this break in the movie is for. Because it's an ad. Hi, guys. My name's Derek Poston.
And I'm Sam Lopez.
And do you like t-shirts?
I hope you do, because
we got on the best t-shirts you'll ever find. Hidden Village Customs. I'll do the Sam, why don't you go show them and I'll do the ad.
Okay, you do that.
Hidden Village Customs, guys. The best shirts since shirts were made. Our boy Gabe makes these amazing shirts. They're literally awesome. He crosses anime with real life, and it's fucking amazing. Like, this shirt is Hey Arnold mixed with me and Sam doing the podcast literally on this couch while also wearing shirts of Hidden Village Customs. That's how meta this fucking shirt is.
And also in the shirt that I'm wearing on mine, the shirt we're wearing in that is also another Hidden Village Custom shirt. See how, like,
I know.
I'm wearing a shirt, and then inside that's another. It's gonna be.
I want it to keep going. So we want at some point it to just keep, like, they just keep going and going and going and going, and it's just a million pictures inside a million pictures.
So buy their shirts, because then they'll keep sending us shirts.
Yep, buy their shirts, guys. Hidden Village Customs, www.hiddenvillagecustoms.com. They make amazing shit. I seriously, the Sam already washed them. They don't shrink. The print doesn't fade. That's my favorite part of it.
They're very
of
soft.
Any shirt. They're extremely soft, great quality. Sam was wearing her Tom Brady one yesterday anyway for a show.
Yeah, I was wearing it around the house
Around the
without
house,
a bra.
right.
That's the other
Without
great
a
thing.
bra.
These the square icon, like if you're like, I don't want people to see my nipples,
Yeah.
it prevents that.
Yep. So you can walk around without a bra, ladies.
Ladies.
That's another plus. Hidden Village Customs, guys. They're from the Bay Area. So if you're a Bay Area beaner, if you're in the Bay Area Bean Mafia crew, go show our boys some love, especially. Hidden Village Customs on all social media platforms. The best shirts in the business, the best graphic design in the business. Go hit them up. Get your shirts now from Gabe at Hidden Village Customs. Not a pedophile, just a good man selling shirts. Now he tells me to say that, which makes me wonder things. But again, he probably just wants everybody to know that he's not. But who knows? Gabe, Hidden Village Customs. Go show him some love. Sam,
Yes.
I was smoking some weed earlier,
Yeah, you were.
and I only smoke one weed,
It's the best weed.
and that's Happy Canary.
Happy Canary.
Happy Canary, guys. Best weed since weed.
Since weed.
Guys, they're a wholesale company run by our boy Gabe. Now, you can't buy from them. That's not their thing. What they do is they sell to other dispensaries. So I'm just really just supporting them. So
Follow
when they
them
are-
on
follow them on
Instagram.
Instagram, though. Happy Canary, HappyCanary, and you tell them the Bean sent you. Happy Canary on Instagram, guys. Happy Canary. Go show them some love. It's the best weed. That's why I smoke it. It's the only weed I smoke. Shout out to my boy Hayden. Shout out to Maine. Shout out to all the Maine Bean Mafia. Shout out to everybody in Maine who fucks with us. Shout out to her Uncle Leo who let us stay at his cabin. Maine is awesome. Weed is awesome. Happy Canary, guys. Sam? Football is upon us.
Yo, it's football season. It's about to happen.
about to happen.
Is it preseason yet?
Almost. There's no preseason this year, I don't think.
Oh, really? I've started seeing the football players for the college around town.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah,
It gets
bro.
me excited.
Seeing the Longhorns, seeing some Texas Longhorn college players. We're going to a lot of games this year, so we're really pumped. But I love football because of one man who is a war eagle.
War Eagle!
War eagle! And that's Darren Bates. Guys, Darren Bates, he's black, he's a father, he plays in the NFL.
What more could you ask for?
What more can you ask for out of a person? And all he wants from you, he doesn't want you to buy anything. He doesn't want your money. He doesn't want your soul. All he wants is you to go to his Instagram, Darren Bates, DarenBates, at Westlandson_56. Beautiful picture of his mother. That's his profile. Blue check mark. That's him. Darren Bates. And all he wants you to do is hit the follow button.
Send him a message. Say, hey, the Bean sent me.
Simple. All right? Ask for us pictures of Hassan's feet.
He's got those.
He's got those. Make sure you ask for him. Guys, Darren Bates, go show him some love. Follow him, and you say the Bean sent you there. And you let me know you did it. You make sure you do it. That's your one job. If you haven't done it yet, you better fucking do it.
Better
It's the
listen
only
to
thing
his
I'm asking you.
podcast.
Listen to his podcast, The Raw Room, guys. Available on all platforms. However you're listening to this podcast, you go listen to The Raw Room. He's had unbelievable guests. He's had Malcolm Butler on. He's had Jason Weaver, the guy who did all the original songs in The Lion King. You know what I mean? He just had Will Compton on. He just did Bussin' with the Boys. You know what I mean? Guys,
He's a cool dude.
biggest podcast on Barstool. And my boy Darren Bates just did it. He's in the NFL. He's the fucking man. I'm so proud of him. His second career is going even better for him. The podcast is growing. He's getting better with it. The clips are coming out. Go follow The Raw Room. Go follow Darren Bates. Go show our boy some love. Back to the movie. We're back.
Hey.
There was an ad. And did everything stop working? Maybe. Or was it just an ad?
Yeah. Did the ad come in at a weird place?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Stop asking so many goddamn questions.
Also, I didn't know we pre-recorded ads, so I just want to quickly mention, follow me on Twitch, Mr. Dangerous Brown.
Follow him on Twitch, Mr. Dangerous Brown.
Dangerous Brown Podcast.
All that good
Twitch
stuff,
thing
guys.
most.
Show our boy some love.
Yeah.
You ready? We'll shout it out all again at the end, too.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
Major League?
Major League.
David
Let's do
Paul?
this. David Paul.
Judge him, son.
Okay.
Judge his movie taste. Judge his
Okay.
baseball taste.
Okay.
Hopefully he's an Indians fan. Judge his team.
Yeah. Well, technically not the Indians anymore.
The Guardians.
Guardians, baby. The Cleveland Guardians.
We see Cleveland. A city we've both been to. And I liked very much, actually. You hear this slow song playing like, Cleveland, my home, the city of light. All the things Cleveland's not, by the way.
Right.
City of magic, Cleveland.
City of money.
Your
City of dreams.
Yeah, it was like Cleveland. You're calling me. Get the fuck out of here, bro. So shots of the city, which I did like, the beautiful, just like blue collar kind of city,
Yeah.
early morning. And then we see a pickup baseball game going on, Major League.
Okay.
You see a newspaper clipping of them winning it all in 1948.
Yes. I think that was the last time.
Yep, and then losing like crazy through the years. And then 34 years of newspaper clippings of them just losing.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Credits keep rolling. We see the stadium. You see the Indian in the paper. The Indians owner died that morning.
Oh, damn.
Okay?
Mhm.
We see this rich ass like blonde woman walk into a room. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to another season of Indians baseball. I know it's different without Donald here. And then you see this. She's talking to a group of like old ass white men. You can see they're all looking at her like, you know what I mean?
A woman in the workplace? This is the 80s.
No, that's not why.
Okay. Oh.
But we will make history. Now, I know in the press, they're just saying, oh, what does she know about owning a baseball team? She's just an ex-showgirl who married into a rich man. That's why.
That's why.
I would be looking at her that way, too.
Yeah,
if
that's
an
true.
ex-stripper
Was
owned my
a
baseball
I'd
team.
be like, oh, this is gonna get interesting.
And this is my boss.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't say anything. No, it was 100% not that. I was like, no,
Okay.
I'd be mad at this woman.
I get
It's nothing to do with her being a woman. This is
That's
just,
fair.
what the fuck is this stripper giving me orders? Okay? So, I know I have no business owning this team, but I'll show them all wrong. Spring training is in 2 weeks, and here's the list of all the players I invited to camp, which would make me hate my owner more.
Yeah, which would be like, well, why? That shouldn't be your job.
The guy gets the list, like these guys look at the list and they're like, yo, ma'am, we don't know half of these guys, and the half we do know are out of their prime. And then she's like, look, we suck, okay? We lost our 2 best players in free agency and haven't won the pennant in 35 years. Haven't placed higher than 4th in the last 15. And she's like, this is what I'm doing. This are the guys who are going to bring us to victory.
Okay.
All right? And then one of the guys looking at the list, he goes, ma'am, this guy's dead. And she's like, well, cross him off the list. And they were like,
Okay.
all right. So all over the city, you see shots of everyone talking like, another shitty ass year. Like,
Yeah.
just all the fans, just like,
Right.
oh, God, another
Right.
dog shit year we're going to have, right? Just
Right.
random conversations all over the city. Great
Right.
shots, by the way.
Okay.
Of just people at work and all different kinds of jobs.
Yeah,
and just
eating
out.
pizza probably.
Yeah, just like, oh, my God, we fucking suck.
Yeah.
Just great. And also, people are saying fucking shit.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's people are cussing. So it's
Okay.
like, oh, God damn it. So the GM, you see the GM go and talks to the owner. He's like, ma'am, you want to see me? She's like, I do. She's like, now that you're the GM, we're going to have a new manager. I want you to go get Lou Brown. And then he's like, who's Lou Brown? And she goes, he's managed the Toledo Mud Hens for the last 30 years. He will fit right in with our team concept. And then he's like, what is our team concept, ma'am? I don't understand what's going on. And she goes, our team's concept is to relocate to Miami.
Oh wow, very stripper move.
She's the worst, bro.
Very stripper move.
Oh, you see her, you hate her. It's
Okay.
just that she's a hot blonde, but like, oh, they picked a good villain
okay.
for a baseball movie. That's an
Okay.
interesting villain.
Yes.
You know? Because you didn't see that coming, that
No,
that would be the villain.
The villain would be the owner.
I can see it at first. You're like, oh, maybe she's trying to build a good team.
Yeah,
I can
maybe-
see it at
maybe-
first.
Maybe she's trying to moneyball Billy Bean the situation. Like, I know something about these players that these guys don't. I may be a stripper, but I care about baseball. I thought maybe that was right.
This guy has 2 years left on his arm. I know. I have 2 years left on my ass.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
what?
jokes like that.
Just horrible comedian.
But if we play him against right-handed pitchers, you'll see. You're right-handed hitters, you'll see.
Yeah. And they're like,
What?
who is this true?
Yeah.
Tits out.
Yeah,
Tassels.
yeah, yeah.
Tassels hanging from her tits.
That's actually a very funny character.
Yo, bro, that makes it.
Like a really sexy stripper that's Billy Bean level.
Oh,
but
real Billy B. Like, she
like,
knows.
She knows. She can build a World Series roster with nothing, but her nipples are out the whole time.
And that's why I knew you would like this movie, bro. Because when I saw that this one, I was like, I forgot that this was a villain. Great villain. And B, there is a moment in the beginning where you're like, is she building a good team?
Is she trying?
Yeah. Like, oh, maybe she, because it's like, oh, I've heard of
'Cause
ragtag players
'cause
getting
also
together.
both those things are funny.
Yes.
And I know this is a funny movie, so both those things are funny. To have her be the villain is funny, but to have her be like a baseball savant is also really
Great,
funny.
but nobody was ready for that.
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
The world wasn't ready for that one, though.
No, not really. They barely could handle Billy Bean, so I mean, her would have been crazy.
Relocate to Miami. This stadium sucks, and I hate it here. Mrs. Phelps, you can't just move a team on a whim. I'm not. Miami has offered us a new stadium and also a free mansion for me. You know what else? I was watching this going, this seems, and I will say this does seem like an actual baseball owner.
Yeah. Oh, like there's a lot of sports owners like that.
All of them, they all just seem evil. Like, oh yeah, you throw in a free mansion, they would change a whole city's life.
Yeah. Well, no, I think some do care, but I feel like most, I mean, even
Or
the
like
ones that
this.
do care are evil.
Yeah, where it's like, because he goes, she's like, no other franchise can match our deal. That can match that deal. And he goes, ma'am, the lease says we can't move. We're tied in with the city. What that'll do to the city's economy.
Right.
Which is also like, yo, you can't just do that to this city.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
rude.
And then she goes, nope, not true. Look here. There's a clause. If we play bad enough and our attendance is below this, we're allowed to get out of it. We're allowed to get out of our lease.
Damn.
And then he goes, so you want us to lose? She goes, no, we've been losing. I want us dead last.
Yeah, that's smart.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Villain. Yeah, that's a smart plan.
Good villain.
Yeah, knows her legal.
We see this dude hung over as fucking Mexico. It's an old white guy. He's the lead of our movie. He answers the phone. Hello? You recognize him, but I don't know who he is as an actor. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I'm sure he was famous as fuck in this time.
Okay.
You know, I bet everybody's like, Derek, it's this famous guy that nobody gives a fuck about.
Denzel Washington.
Like I said, who gives a fuck about him? It's Tom Berenger. Actually, he's a great actor. My
he
bad.
was in,
the nigga from Platoon.
Yeah, he was in Platoon. Yeah.
Oh, my fault. Actually, Academy Award winning actor. Maybe that's what I was wondering. Like, yo, everyone in this is unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of the cast there. It was fucking nuts.
Oh, my bad. Hey, yo, totally. I literally, hey, Tom Berenger, my fault, bro. Don't be mad. Nigga, you're literally one of the best, dude. You're unbelievable. Because you're great in this and you're great in
Amazing
Platoon.
Platoon. So, yeah.
That's why this movie's so good. I was like, man, the lead in this is fantastic.
Fantastic.
But it's him. I thought it was just some nigga from that time.
Well, I mean, you're right on both accounts.
I am.
Yeah,
he ain't famous no more.
He's a
But
guy
damn,
in that
he had
time.
a good run.
He had a, yeah.
He had a hell of
He
a
was.
run.
He definitely fucking was.
He was that dude.
Yeah.
So he's hung over as fucking Mexico, right? And he answers the phone. They're like, hello, Jake. We want you to come to spring training for the Cleveland Indians. And he's like, Tanner, get the fuck off my phone pulling this shit. At least say you're the Yankees. He hangs up, right?
Right.
They call the coach, the coach for the Mud Hens, right? And they're like, yo, sir, we want you to manage the Indians. And he goes, I don't know. And they go, sir, do you understand what I'm saying? We want you to be the manager of a Major League Baseball team. I got a guy coming to talk about walls, so I'll think about it and talk to you later. The coach hangs up, right? So he calls Charlie Sheen. They heard about your pitching. We want you at spring camp. He's like, oh, I'm not sure if I can make it by spring. Camera pans out. This nigga's in jail.
It's funny.
All right? You see the Jake dude showing up to practice. His name's Jake Taylor. That's Tom Berenger.
Okay.
He's our lead, all right?
Okay.
The coach, you see that the coach ends up saying yes, the guy with the big mustache.
Right.
The one who talks like this, kind of just super low,
Right.
like that, right? He's also a famous actor.
Right.
Well, let me see. I can just also look it up and just tell you, huh? I can't just do that. Hold on, guys. I'm
Right.
finding stuff for a sign. Don't fucking judge me. This guy
James Gammon. Oh, what's he in?
in a lot of stuff. This nigga.
Yeah, he's just a famous guy.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. I think he was in something we watched. I think he was in Cold Mountain, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong.
We didn't watch Cold Mountain.
I did do too. I did Cold Mountain for you.
No, you didn't. You did Brokeback Mountain.
I did Cold Mountain for you, bro.
Oh, you did. That was
The fuck is-
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
You're right. You did do Cold Mountain.
I think it's in bro. I'm just remember the gay one.
Yeah.
That was really funny. Okay, yeah. Him. He's the coach, right?
Right.
Coach ends up, he's talking about the Jake Taylor guy and saying how he's washed and all this, but he thinks he can maybe pull it out one more year left in him. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see this big black dude walk up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Allstate guy.
Oh, Dennis something. Haysbert.
Him.
Yeah.
All right. He's pretty much supposed to be like a David Ortiz kind of character.
Okay.
Spanish just saying his name's like Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his last name, but it'll come up later.
Right.
But he was in the league, great veteran, but then he was kind of out of it, and they're like, why? He wanted religious freedom. And they're like, oh, wow. They wouldn't let him practice his religion? They're like, no, what's his religion? Voodoo. And he walks by, and he's like, right? So you see this super rich dude pull up in like a nice-ass, like crazy old-school Rolls Royce.
Right.
And they're like, who's that? I thought there was no more star players on this team. And they're like, oh, well, this guy, I wouldn't call him a star, but he gets paid like one. And it's Dorn. You see this guy like pull out his golf clubs and his nice sweater.
Right.
And they're like, he can hit, just can't field worth of shit. And the coach is like, oh, well, I'll get him into shape. Right?
Right.
Right then you see this Beetle pull up. Right? And the coaches are looking at him and they're like, I don't recognize this guy. Wesley Snipes gets out.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
He's got a suit on, bro. He's my favorite in this movie. He's got a
Okay.
suit on. He's like, hey, how's it going? Willie Mays Hayes here. I play like Mays and I run like Hayes. Right? And they're like, how you doing? He's like, it's a nice suit you got on. He's like, yeah, well, thank you. Just wanted to dress nice for my, first impression with you guys. And they're like, well, why don't you go park and come back later and get suited up? He's like, all right, we'll do. He backs up. He goes to park, and then they check the list, and they're like, I don't fucking see no. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
All right. You see Charlie Sheen pull up on a motorcycle. He looks like a rock star. He's got this crazy fucking mullet, right?
Right.
He comes in. You see the camera follow him into the locker room. That's a young Charlie Sheen, too.
Right.
Yeah, this cast is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's a lot of movie stars.
Yeah.
What time did this movie come out?
Who plays the Dorn guy?
Let's see when this movie came out. This movie came out in 1980, motherfucking 9. Wow.
Who plays the Dorn guy?
Dorn is played by Corbin Benson.
Let me see. Oh, I know that guy. That's the guy from Psych. He plays the dad.
Oh wow, yeah, him.
Yeah. Yeah. Psych is a great
Everyone
show.
in this is a humongous actor.
Yeah. And he was on like a soap opera for many years before Psych. So that dude has been in stuff.
Bro,
and making money, dude.
If we wouldn't have broke this down, I'd have just talked shit about I'd have been like, oh, no name. I'd have just kept saying no name. Wesley Snipes.
yeah. No.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Because even the coach, famous actor.
Right.
So Charlie Sheen comes in the locker room, and the Dorn guy starts making fun of him, right, and giving him shit. And Sheen just kind of looks at him like evil. And he's like, oh, a tough guy, huh? All right. And then he kind of keeps walking. And his locker is next to Jake Taylor.
Right.
He's like, how's it going? Name's Jake Taylor. He's like, you got a name? He's like, yeah, I'm Rick Vaughn. So that's Charlie Sheen. All right?
Okay.
He's like, I don't forget. And Jake Taylor tells him, oh, forget about Dorn. He's just tough on rookies. He always is. I played with him before.
Right.
All right. You see Willie Mays Hayes walks in, and they're not in a locker room. They're like in these cots, like they're sleeping, like where they're going to be sleeping for the spring training.
Right.
And you see him talking to Sheen. He finds like he just got out of jail and shit. And then you see the weird black dude walk up, the All-State guy. He walks up to the rich dude and like takes one of his golf club, the things that cover the golf clubs.
Right.
And he goes, I use this for bats. He's like, what are you going to do with that? Keep bat warm. And he puts it on his bat, and everybody's like, yo, dude, like this fucking weird ass dude. You know what I mean?
This guy's crazy.
So at night, while they're sleeping, the police come in, and they go, yeah, this guy wasn't invited to the camp. Let's get his fucking ass out of here.
Right.
They lift up the bed he's on and just carry Wesley Snipes out.
Hilarious.
Okay? Cut to the next day, everyone at practice, everyone's doing sprints.
Yeah.
Like you see and they're clocking everyone, like, and they're racing each other the whole time. They're doing it one by one, right? And the coaches are at the end of this, like by the first base clocking everybody. Willie Mays wakes up outside the stadium, and PJ is like, shit, I've been cut already? Right? Cut to, bro, this is my favorite scene in the movie. We see these two dudes racing, right? You see them racing, like to the base, right? They're already running from home plate.
Right.
They're already like 3 or 4 steps in. You see Willie Mays Hayes bend the corner in pajamas. The music kicks in. Dun, 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 and it's like in slow motion. Bro, fucking like passes him and just like leaves him in the dust.
Right.
And the coaches click the thing and they're like, get him a uniform.
Right.
Bro, like this nigga's such a dope shot, bro. Of him and the PJs just flying by them and in the dirt, barefoot, like while they have on baseball stuff.
Damn.
It's like, damn, that's a great shot.
Damn.
You know? So you see Jake working on his, catch. He's the catcher.
Okay.
He's the catcher, right? And the coach goes, how's the knees, Jake? And he's like, oh, it's good. It's good. I'm good. I need the truth. You 100%? Yeah. And he tries to throw to second, and he can barely make the ball there.
Right.
And he's like, shit. And the coach just kind of looks at him.
Right. Catchers don't age well.
Oh, dude, no, those knees, man.
Yeah.
Those knees go.
Yeah.
You've been doing that. Also, have you been catching? You've been catching since you were like
a kid.
8, 7, 8 years old.
There's no cartilage. All done.
That's why they get paid, though.
Right.
It's a tough life, bro. So we see Snipes up to bat.
Right.
All right. And he has this weird like pre-bat dance and shit. It's like weird as shit.
Yeah, one of those weird rituals.
And then he just hits like bro, at least like it's a montage of him hitting just straight pop fly balls, straight up,
Hilarious.
over and over and over again, just so many times, right?
Hilarious.
The coach walks up. You may run like Mays, but you hit like shit. You hit the ball on the ground. You leg it out. Every ball you hit in the air, you owe me 20 push-ups. And he walks off. He hits it again. He's like, shit. He has to start doing push-ups.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Cut to, he's like, the coach is like, all right, Vaughn, they say you're a pitcher. You're sure as shit not a dresser. You see him? He doesn't have a hat on. He just has like a cut-off jersey on.
Hilarious.
You know what I mean? He's like, we wear caps and sleeves in this level, son. Let's see what you can do. He throws a motherfucking heater. It breaks a sign like behind them,
Right.
but this nigga like misses like 30 feet high pretty much.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
They look at the clock, 96 miles an hour.
Hilarious.
Let's get him some control before he kills somebody. So they cut back to the coach is giving Dorn shit, right? He's telling him like, yo, because Dorn isn't like really going for balls, and the coach is like up his ass and says like, you're gonna get push-ups every time you miss a ground ball. All right?
What position is Dorn?
Shortstop.
Okay. Oh, wow.
The big black guy comes up to back. You see the big black guy?
Yeah.
The All-State dude?
Yeah.
Ropes one out the stadium. Ropes another out the stadium. Ropes another out the stadium. This motherfucker's a monster, right? Coach is like, Jesus, he can hit. Why the hell didn't anyone want him? And the other coach is like, throw him a breaking ball. The pitcher throws him a breaking ball. Nigga can't hit any of them.
Right. Okay.
Like wild misses.
Okay.
You know what I
Just
mean?
Can't read him at all.
Not at all. So you see, while the coach is coaching, the Dorn guy comes back up to the coach, and he's just like, he has his contract, and he says, yo, you can't make me do push-ups because in my contract, I'm like allowed to do whatever the fuck like I want, so you can't make me do this.
Right.
What do you think about that? And then the coach grabs the contract, throws it on the ground, and just pisses on that shit. All right? So,
Hilarious. That's funny.
bro, it's great. The players all come in, you know, coach worked them, they're all tired of shit. Jake lets the young guys know, like, yeah, man. He's like, how do you know if you get cut? He goes, oh, if you open your locker, if there's a red tag in it, that means you're dead or you're sent to the minors. And Charlie Sheen is like nervous to open his locker. And Jake goes, don't worry, bro. They're not cutting people on the first day. Right? And he opens it and he's calm. He looks over at the old pitcher. The old pitcher, who's also one of the stars in this movie, is this famous actor. You've seen this nigga in a million things as well. This guy, Chelsea Ross.
What a name.
Him.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that guy.
He's been in a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So he's like the old pitcher in this,
Right.
right? He's also like on his like last year. You know,
Right.
he's a vet, and he's got grease all over his body. And Charlie Sheen's like, "What's that shit all over your body?" He's like, Vaseline, Vagisil. He says all this shit, right?
Right.
He's like, gives me about 2 more inches on my curve.
Right.
And he goes, "Damn, you need that?" And he goes, "At my age, you need every edge you can get. One day you'll find out." And Charlie Sheen, like,
Damn.
his eyes get. The acting is really like these conversations aren't campy, bro. They like
Right.
get real. Like where it's like, oh
Okay.
damn, That's why it's like, oh, this is a really good baseball movie.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They get really good with the baseball. So, cut to we see the black dude. He's praying to his voodoo god, and he's praying super loud about like how he wants to hit a curveball.
Right.
And he's like, I hit the straight ball, but my bat is afraid to hit the curveball. I ask my bat, leave fear from curve. I know he will come. And then like the old pitcher dude's like, maybe you take Jesus Christ into your life. And then the black dude looks at him and goes, his name Pedro. Pedro's like, I like him, Jesus, but he can't help with curveball. And then the white dude goes, you saying Jesus can't hit a curveball? And then they have to like break him up.
Right.
So the next day, we see Sheen working. He's out of control. Jake can barely stop a ball. Pedro can't hit the curve. Just a montage of Wesley Snipes, just trying shit. Everybody's just failing. But then
Right.
you cut to they all open their lockers at the end of the day, and they're all nervous as shit.
Right.
None of them have the red tag.
Okay.
We see a spring game happen. Willie pop ones up in the game. He does push-ups in the game. Vaughn throws to like wild pitch. Somebody comes home. Pedro strikes out with a curve. Jake takes a huge shot at home plate, drops the ball. Willie tries to steal. He gets tagged out. That's how they lose the game.
Damn.
They just play awful.
Right.
Vaughn they're all walking in. He's like, damn, this is final cut day. And he's like, yeah. And then Jake's like, yep. And Vaughn's like, I don't want to go in there. And Jake's like, well, whatever happens, don't celebrate either way. You don't want people, he's like, you don't want people seeing you celebrate like when a guy just like just died. When a guy's dream just died.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, I get that. Of like,
Right.
that's probably real in the locker room. Like, yo, bro, even if you get cut or if you make a team,
Just
be cool, fool, because another nigga just lost it all, fool.
Yeah.
And that could have been you. So be chill. So you see, Jake opens up his locker. He goes right before he opens it. He goes, "What are you scared of, Jake? It's only your life." No red tag. He breathes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We see this one guy who you've been seeing all the montage. He opens his locker, but you haven't really got to know him.
Right.
That red tag is in there, bro. This nigga is crushed. Like,
Damn.
you see Pedro. He like puts some weird voodoo paint shit on his locker. Does like holds up a snake and like does a cross with it. Opens the locker. No red tag. He smiles and then stops smiling.
Right.
You see Willie Mays Hayes, Wesley Snipes. He's got his hand on his locker. He's nervous. Vaughn's looking at his locker too. He looks at Charlie Sheen. He's nervous. He opens it. His eyes are closed. He opens one. No red tag. He's like, and then he walks out the locker room. He calmly walks out the stadium. He gets outside the stadium. Yeah, baby! Woo! He starts dancing and shit. Bro, how you feeling on that? I'm like,
That's a
oh,
good
bro,
moment.
I'm not gonna celebrate in front of, but
I gotta go. I gotta go celebrate.
It's the walkout calm of the stadium that's like, oh, that's a great
Right.
choice. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
funny.
super funny.
Right.
Cut to Vaughn. He walks up. Charlie Sheen opens his locker. Great shot of you don't see the red sticker. You see his face and the silhouette, like what is the red sticker?
Right.
And he's like, he slams his locker. He runs into the coach's office. I got news for you, Coach Brown. You haven't heard the last of me. You'll be sorry you'll ever cut me. Every time I ever pitch against you in the future, I'm gonna stick it up your ass. And he grabs the ball. He breaks a window. And the coach is like, well, that's good. But only problem is I didn't cut you. He's like, what? I think someone's having fun with you, kid. He breathes. He runs out, and he sees, what's up, Dorn? Bam! Fucking tackles the shit out of him. Starts fucking him up. And then they start, obviously, bro.
Right.
And then Dorn goes, Dorn's like, don't fuck with me, Vaughn. And Vaughn's like, man, fuck you. Fuck you. And he's like, oh, what, you can't take a joke? He's like, yeah, you think that's fucking funny, asshole?
Yeah.
Which also, I'm totally on Charlie Sheen's side.
Right. Yeah. Dorn's being an asshole here for sure.
Bro, yeah, it's like, yeah, bro, you made me think. Bro,
Yeah.
what? How would you think I'd laugh?
Yeah. Why would you think that's funny? You know that's not funny though.
So,
You know that's not funny.
yeah, oh, bro. And then the coach comes out. He's like, shut up, break it up. And then the star player, Dorn, he's like, Coach, make it clear to this fucking rookie that I'm not going to take any of his shit. And the coach is just like, shut up, Dorn. And you can see he's like, I love it. It's very Replacements. Remember that of guy just being like, oh, bro, I'm not a coach who gives a
fuck.
I just got here.
Yeah.
And-
And also, you're the star player on a losing team. Why would I give a shit?
I don't give a flying fuck about you.
Yeah, you're not helping the team. Why would I care?
If you want to play with us, that's great.
Yeah. Just because you make the most money, you think I'm gonna give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good manager.
Oh, yeah. Also, all these things very much happen in sports.
Right. Yes.
So he's like, save it for the field. You see Jake grab his boy, and he's like, Vaughn, he's like, come on, bro. Don't worry about Dorn. We got things to do. He's like what? Like packing for Cleveland, baby. And they both smile, right? We see them land, cut shots of the beautiful shot, them landing into the city. And remember that montage of everybody talking shit?
Yeah.
Same montage, but now everybody going, who the fuck are these guys? Like over and over. Man, I don't know one of these guys. This fucking Taylor.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
people just so mad, right?
Right.
Great shots.
Right.
You see even like people, these two old guys speaking in Japanese, like,
Yeah.
like we're always fucking
Whoa,
shitting.
yeah.
Just like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jake comes out to an empty stadium, and he's got his like coat on, and he's looking around, and it's the Indians' actual stadium, bro.
Right.
And it's like they actually got the Indian stadium for this, which is awesome.
Yeah, the Trail of Tears Field, I think they call it.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
you've been. That's
yeah,
where we went.
no, I'm a big baseball
That's
fan.
where we got the hat, actually.
Yeah, we got at the Trail of Tears.
The Trail of Tears
Stadium gift shop. That's where we got it from. Fan shop.
I think the stadium's called the Christopher Columbus.
Yeah,
the field, Christopher Columbus Field. The field's called.
Yeah, it's called Christopher Columbus did nothing wrong field. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It's the
Interesting.
Trail of Tears Stadium.
Yeah, at the Trail of Tears Stadium.
Oh my God, bro! Just a huge statue of John Smith outside,
Yeah.
the guy who fucked Pocahontas.
Yeah. But Pocahontas isn't in there.
No.
It's just John Smith.
Just John Smith. No, just John Smith with a gun.
Yeah.
So, you see Jake. He steps up to the mound.
Right.
2 down, bottom of the 9th. Taylor calls his shot. He points.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch. You hear that crack. Right. You hear the sound noise, right? He rounds the bases. The roar of the crowd. And then as he hits home, Vaughn and Willie are like, man, you got a hold of that one. What was it, a slider?
Yeah.
And they kind of like make fun of him, right? Cut to the boys are all getting dinner at a super fancy restaurant.
Right.
And then Jake goes, a toast to baseball. The start of 2 great careers and me. Just one more good year in the sun.
Right.
I like that line. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, bro, I can't imagine like you know it's your last season. And you're like,
on last go around.
bro, and it's just one more year playing, bro. And I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm so happy to be on the team.
Right.
You know? Whether we win or lose. I like that attitude, bro.
Right.
So they're all drink. Jake looks down. He notices this beautiful woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I think she also is very recognizable. She looks like one of the Batman women. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just Michelle Pfeiffer. So, man, you really didn't.
Renee Russo.
What is she famous? Click her Wikipedia. What's she?
Lethal Weapon 3.
Lethal Weapon 3. Okay.
Let's
Is that
see.
what she's most
Here's my
famous
image.
for?
Her.
Uh,
I've seen her in a lot of
she
shit.
looks vaguely familiar.
Yeah. I call her white woman number 4.
Yeah, that's the problem. She does also just could be any other white woman.
That's true.
Yeah.
So he looks down, he sees her, and they're like, what is it? He's like, that's my wife, and she's on a date. And so
Right.
they're like, well, does she know that?
Yeah.
You know? And then she's like, oh, well, I mean, she would have been my wife if I wouldn't have messed it up. And then Charlie Sheen's like, you want me to drag him out of here? Kick the living shit out of him? He's like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
So imagine this. You're on a date and another guy who's the pitcher of a baseball team of the Indians beats the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's like, what fever dream is this? Yeah, good God.
Bro, I would never go on a date again.
No.
I would.
It'd be a while before I went on a date.
They'd be like, oh, what happened? It's like, well, the last time I went on a date, Kershaw.
The Cleveland Indians, yeah, were there, and that was a problem.
So the waitress comes up to the girl and she's like, excuse me, miss, you have a call at the front desk? And she's like, oh okay, give me 1 minute. She runs off. She's like, hello? And you're, hey, Lynn, it's Jake. Jake Taylor? She smiles. And then she's like, how do you know I'm here? He's like, oh, just a hunch. You know, I took you there before on our date, remember? She's like, yeah, I remember. He says, what? He says, if I had to guess, you're probably wearing, and then he says what she's wearing. And she's like, well, how do you know that? And she looks over, she sees him. And he's like, you're still a stunner. And he hangs up and he walks over towards her, right? And she's like, thanks. But she keeps pretending to be on the phone.
Yeah.
The guy at the table is kind of looking at her because you know, and then she's like, I got to get back. You know, I'm on a date. And he's like, well, I need your number. She's like, my life is different now, Jake. He's like, oh, come on, give me the number. And she's like, no. He's like, why? This guy? Who is he? Just what, an accountant? She goes, he's an attorney, actually. He goes, worse. He's like, I'm not leaving till you give me your number. And she's like, fine. And she gives it to him. And he's like, hey, Lynn, I'm back and I'll be around. She goes, and she walks off.
Right.
Right? So we see the boys suit up before their first game. No one's talking. Jake looks over at Charlie Sheen and tells him, relax.
Right.
He goes, hey, bro, we got 162 of these. Like,
Right.
chill.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a long season.
Long season.
Yeah.
Coach walks in. I'm not much for giving addresses, but every paper in the country has picked us to finish last. The local press said, instead of playing, we should walk out and just kill ourselves. Make it easier on everybody. He says that, bro. Which is the local press did say that? Fire. I love it. I love losing that much where you're like, yo, instead of playing this season,
Just kill yourselves.
yo, could you imagine the Giants losing that much? Where you're like, I'd rather they just kill themselves
Murdered themselves.
instead of watch them do another year of this kind of shit.
Trying to turn a double play.
Yeah.
I'd rather they leave their families
Behind.
devastated.
I'm sure their families wouldn't be devastated.
Yeah.
This is that bad a play.
Oh, God.
So he goes, but I'd say, forget all that. Let's hang around and why don't we give them a nice shit burger to eat at the end of this season, huh, boys? And everybody laughs and like, yeah, you know. Cut to, you see you see like the announcer guy, like, hello everyone, Harry Doyle here, your voice of the Cleveland Indians, which I do wonder if that's the actual voice of the Indians.
No, that's very famously Bob Uecker, the announcer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's who he's doing an impression of?
No, that's him. Like, look at the guy who plays him.
They actually got because he was really good,
Yeah,
so that's why I believed it.
Click on the guy.
The cast.
Bob Uecker. I'm pretty sure.
Bob Uecker is an American
MLB
former
player
league.
and current sportscaster.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh no,
that's why he's so good.
He's in the Hall of Fame, or he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
In this movie, I'm watching, going, dude, I believe. That's why I say it's a really good bit, because you believe it. You believe the sportscaster, bro. You believe this nigga.
Yeah. No. He's like a Hall of Fame announcer.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Harry Doyle, hear your voice. We take on the New York Yankees of the day, the defending champs, and listen to the roar of the crowd as the Indians take the field. And it's just no one there.
Right.
Complete silence. Right. And you see the owner watching in the stands, and she takes a drink of champagne.
Right.
Here's to the thrill of defeat.
Right.
You know? And Willie Mays Hayes with a great catch, and he does it with style, right? You see, he gets the first 3 outs of the season.
Right.
And I love this. The announcer goes, he goes, and Willie Mays Hayes up to bat, first to bat of the season for the Indians this year. People say the season will usually go how the first bat of the season, like the first hitter of the year, that's how the season will go.
Right.
So let's see how this season's going to turn out for us.
Right.
I wonder if announcers ever said that before.
That's probably been said.
Seems like a real thing. And that's
like a real
when he said that, I was like, wow, that seems like a real thing an announcer would say.
Yeah, that seems like an announcer thing.
Especially in
That's
baseball.
like he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Willie Mays Hayes, bro, he swings. Like he but he checks it. Like he doesn't mean to he swings and then tries to hold back.
Yeah.
Accidentally hits the ball. He beats it out. And safe.
Okay.
And the Indians, for the first time in 15 years, lead the season with a hit.
Oh God.
But I like, something you said. You said what happens in the playoff is usually a microcosm of the season.
Yes.
And I liked what he said of oh, bro, usually the first batter will kind of give you a hint of what the season's going to be. And it's like, oh, he accidentally got on base.
Yeah.
Which is well, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not good, but nigga, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
If you're watching, you go, I can live with that.
Well, to win a championship, any championship, no matter how good the team is, you need luck.
Yeah.
You need luck.
You need plays like this.
You plays like this, and maybe a guy not getting injured. That's lucky. You know what I mean? Injuries are luck. So you need luck. So if that's how your season's gonna go, okay, we have luck on our side.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's huge.
Great point.
That's huge for a club to feel that way.
It's probably why this movie's so good, bro. They really get you into the baseball team immediately. You know? So, Willie Mays Hayes looks at the guy and goes, "This is gonna be the first base I'm going to steal out of 100 bases this season," right? To the guy at first base. Mm-hmm. And then the guy at first base goes, "Oh, really, Rook?" And he goes, "Yeah, why don't I take my first step towards the Hall of Fame?" And he steps off the bag, right? Takes a huge lead. The guy looks him down, picks him off super easy, super quick.
Right.
And then just like that, the announcer's like, and just like that, our first out.
Yeah.
Because he was just saying all these good things.
Yeah, right.
Which is oh, that's exactly how our season's going to go.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It's going to be good things followed by
just awful things.
Awful mistakes.
Yeah.
Cut to a huge montage of them just doing error after error. Whole team.
Right.
Just mistake after mistake, right? Top of the sixth, rookie Vaughn on the mound. Only 4 runs down. The coach tells me, "Hey, we're only 4 runs down. We're still in this. We can come back from this. Mm-hmm. Keep your head up, right?" You see, he throws a wild pitch, then another, ball 4. Throws another wild pitch, another, ball 8, another wild pitch, and that's ball 12. Bases loaded. He has walked 3 in a row. And then you see Vaughn fuck on the mound, right? We see some Indians, just a couple Indians fans. There's only a couple there. But we see 4 of them, Indians fans, and they have on the Indians garb, and they're the diehard. The kind of fans who are we're Indians ride or die forever.
Right.
And they're singing, "Wild Thing, doom, doom, you make my heart sing, boom, 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 boom." But it's just 4 of them. "You make everything, boom, boom, boom," right? And then this nigga throws a pitch to the home run champ who plays for the Yankees. That's who's at bat now, the home run champ of the last season. Right. And this nigga, bam, it's gone. Right. Grand slam. And then the coaches look at each other, and I love the coach goes, "At least it was a strike." Crowd just booing him, obviously, just booing Vaughn.
Right.
The coach goes, "Should I take him out?" Well, the other coach goes, "You want to take him out?" And the head coach goes, "No, Let's see how he reacts to this. Right? Which is, I like that.
Right.
He's a young pitcher.
It's
Like,
a young pitcher, first game.
throw him in the fire.
Yeah,
They're booing him. He just hit a grand slam.
We're already gonna lose this game.
And also, like, he needs this moment. Like, no, I'm
Right.
not going to take you out.
Right.
Deal with that.
Right.
You know? Which is a good coach move. Like, you deal with them booing, win their trust.
Yeah.
So, Vaughn, next pitch, he's in his motion. The pitch, bam! He cracks the player right in the back.
Jesus.
Umpire's like, you're out of here. He's like, what? He's like, oh, come on. And then right then the other coach is like, you can probably go get him now.
Yeah.
And then Vaughn's like, fuck you to the umpire. Fuck you. Charlie Sheen's just going off, right?
Right.
Somebody has to pick him up and carry him off the field. As Vaughn walks off, and this looks real, he punches a light and breaks it. But it doesn't look fake.
Okay, like, you made a choice to punch this.
It looks like he made it, yeah. It's like,
and
oh,
they were
shit.
like, oh, shit, yeah.
He punched that light.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Okay.
But it's like, damn, because it is like this. It's the way the light pops.
Right.
That it's like, ooh.
Oh, I think he wasn't. That was a choice the actor made. That wasn't That wasn't. He was supposed to.
And Charlie Sheen also, he's super crazy. He's going off in this scene, so
Right.
his emotionally he would be there.
Yeah.
You know? Right then, you see Jake. Cut to that night after they lose. Jake makes a call to that number that the girl gave him.
Right.
It's a fake. He's like, what the fuck, right? He finds where she works, and crazy. And she's like, Jake, it's not good that we see each other. He's like, come on, we have something in common. We're both world-class athletes. She's like, no, Jake, you are. I'm not anymore. My life is books now. You see, she has like a bookstore.
Okay.
Right? And he talks shit about how he hates reading and all that, and
Way to get to her heart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then she's like,
yeah,
I
the
should
one
just-
thing you love, it sucks.
Right, and then he's like, oh, come on, I'll read now. He's like, come on, I'll read. Give me some. And she's like, did you ever read Moby Dick like I asked? He's like, I'll read it. Where's the whale section? Is there a whale section in this bookstore? Which I do like that
That's
line.
funny.
Of just like, where's the just
whale.
that's
Yeah,
what it's
just
about.
some books about whales.
Yo, Moby
Damn.
Dick's just about whales. I love what a baseball player thing to say.
Yeah. That's a dumb sports guy thing to say.
Oh yeah. So they're talking. He's talking all that shit, and then he goes, "Oh, I bet your new attorney boyfriend loves reading." And she says, "Yeah, he does love reading." And you know what else? I haven't found him in bed with a stewardess yet either.
Ooh.
I like the guy making it about like, "Oh, it's because I'm stupid."
Yeah,
and then she's like, "Well,
yeah,
a
you
little
also
bit. There's
cheated on me."
also
Yeah. I also caught you cheating on me.
in my bed." So
Yeah.
kind of I hold that grudge.
Right. It's part of it.
And then she goes, "Hey, I'm getting married to him in the fall. You got to leave us alone." And he goes, "No, what? You can't be getting married to him. I have plans for us." And she goes, "What do you mean?" And then he gets all that. They start arguing, going back and forth. And while they're arguing, he's making her laugh though.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
And then he's like, "Lynn, don't make me do time for things that happened years ago." Which is like, bro, that's how doing time works.
Yeah.
Literally jail. You're in there.
Because of things that happened quite literally years ago for some people. Yeah.
That's why that's why I was like, no, bro, that's what you're doing the time for.
The right thing should be, Lynn, I already served my time.
Lynn, I served my time and I learned from my mistakes.
Right.
Not, don't make me keep serving.
Yeah.
Because she's like, first off, my nigga, I choose the sentencing for when you cheat.
Yeah.
I choose the sentencing, not you. So, because that is like you cheat on somebody and then after a month be like, damn, you still on that shit?
Yeah.
So, she goes, Jake, you'll always be a little boy who never grew up.
Okay.
Right? He still plays baseball.
Yes.
So, cut to the owner talking to her general manager, and she says, we're 15-24 this season. Still 7 games out of first somehow. This team is showing improvement, and I don't like it. Any ideas? And then he's like, I mean, what, do you want me to fine him for making good plays? And she's like, no, that's not it. Like, she's like, no.
We can't get away with that.
She goes, maybe the problem is we're coddling them too much. And he goes, yeah? And she goes, I know what we'll do. We see them about to head to a game. They're not on their normal plane anymore. They're on this new shitty, rinky, dinky fucking plane. And they're all like on it, like, like scared as shit, right?
Yeah, right.
Cut to, they lose by 7. You see Vaughn throws a MLB record for world's most wild pitches in a game.
Okay.
Right? Announcers are talking shit about how much they suck. Cut to them flying through another game. They lose their 3rd straight to the Rangers. They lose like 3 straight to the Rangers and only get like 1 hit in all 3 games.
Oof.
Oh, imagine they're your team and you watch them 3 games in a row and they got 1 hit.
That'd be it'd be hard to watch. You couldn't watch every single game. I think by game 2.5, this I have this thing. You're like, I'll just check the.
Well,
box
and they
score.
didn't get a hit yet.
Yeah,
maybe.
so that's hard to watch.
Yeah, that's hard
That's
to
hard to
We're just getting
watch.
struck out and just getting grounded out like this.
I once went to a Padres Giants series.
Yeah.
4 straight games. They got swept. All 4.
Oh.
Giants got swept those 4. The next game they go, my friend like, hey, I got tickets. You want to go? I was like, I can't because the stand-up diversity showcase was there, you know?
I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah, and obviously I didn't even get to the callbacks.
Yeah,
And-
because you suck.
Yeah, and then in the game,
Sam's right there. She liked that one.
shut up, Sam. Shut up.
She's a burrito.
Tim Lincecum throws a no-hitter that game.
Damn.
Yeah.
That'd have been cool to see.
Should have gone to the game.
Yeah. You missed a no-hitter.
Yeah, for the NBC Stand-Up Diversity Showcase.
It's all right.
Ugh.
Sam said, way to bet on yourself.
It still felt mean.
At least this year we get to see some great games. Hook 'em horns.
Yeah, hook 'em.
I'm a diehard long. Me and Jeff were talking. It was like, how are we not going to be diehard?
Oh, we're
Longhorns?
gonna be. I'm definitely gonna be rooting for the Longhorns.
I don't mind. Also because it's like, oh, it's not a pro team. It's kind of fun to jump on a college team that I've never.
Yeah, I don't really give that much of a shit about.
Yeah, but it's like
college,
I'm
to be
living here,
honest.
and the energy when the season starts is what I can't wait for.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
that's gonna be
cool.
What's the word when you contagious when
Right.
you're around that when you're around everybody with the Longhorns. Because last year I didn't really they ended their season ranked 20 and they won the Cotton Bowl.
Okay, so they're on the way
And
up.
they got everybody back like they're on their way up team. So it's
Okay.
like ooh,
All right,
we picked a good year.
we did pick a good year.
We picked a good year. Also, I'm gonna go to their basketball because their basketball team made it to like not the Sweet 16, but the one right before the Sweet
32.
16.
They're out of 32.
Yeah, and then
The cool 32.
the cool 32, and then also
32.
their baseball team was famously choked this year, but everybody thought they were gonna win it all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Those Longhorn sports are on the up and up.
Well, their baseball team's always great, and then their football team's always good, and then their basketball team, they had Durant that one year.
They had Durant 1 year.
That was amazing, and then they've had other good years too. They've had other good years too.
But they're not known for their basketball.
No, but they do make it to the March Madness every year, so that's pretty good.
Do they make it every year?
Like a lot. They make it a lot. If you make it a lot, that's pretty good. They're one of the best teams in the Big 12, but they're not in the Big 12 anymore. Speaking of Texas Longhorns,
Well, they're not. They still are.
but they're
Up until 2025.
but they're going to be in the. I'm saying, but they're officially going to be in the SEC.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That'll be an interesting little move.
So, but that won't happen. We'll be in LA. By the
Yeah,
time
we'll be
that
dead by
happens.
then.
We'll be dead. Sam says so. It'll just be a Big 11. Sam, we don't have time to talk conference football.
It'll
Sports.
technically be Big 10 because 2 teams are leaving.
Yeah, Big 10, which is fine
Which
because
is
there'll just be
already
2
a
Big
Big
10s.
Yeah, this is
Let's
already
have to
Big
come
10.
up with another name for it.
Yeah. The bigger 10.
Biggest 10.
It's just a dick measuring
Better
contest.
10.
The better 10. Yeah.
Yo, they call it the better 10. I love that, bro.
That'd be really funny.
Because everybody would still be like, no, Big 10's better.
Yeah, Big 10's way better.
Uh,
Especially if you lose Texas and Oklahoma, Big 10's way better.
oh, dude, they lost the 2 best teams in their fucking division.
Yeah.
To the best conference, which is like, the SEC made it harder. Just have your own playoffs, SEC. We don't even need you to play other teams now.
Yeah.
If you're just gonna add just add USC, add Ohio State, and just make that it.
Clemson, come on over.
Clemson, just those teams,
Yeah.
and maybe Florida State. So we see the pilots.
Right.
We see the pilots fixing that rinky-dink plane
Yeah.
with duct tape.
Hilarious.
And the players are like, "What the fuck?" Right?
Right.
Willie Mays Hayes is talking to Jake about his girl problems, and the dude's like, "Man, I don't even know where she lives." He goes, "Oh, just Taylor." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Just follow her home." He's like, "That's juvenile." He's like, "It works." So he does it while they're playing this super sweet music,
Yeah.
as if to imply this isn't horrifying.
It feels like a lot of, I think, was it Whitney that talked about it? Like a lot of older dating stories are basically like this dude just stalked this girl.
Eliza, it's Eliza's joke.
Eliza, yeah. It is basically.
I'm like, I followed her home for 3
yeah,
years.
yeah. It's
I would come to her window while she changed and smell her.
yeah.
And I did that for 32 years before I said hello.
Yeah. But that's how we just courted back then.
But that's how I met your grandmother.
Yeah, right? And we started a beautiful family. Yeah. So,
It's fucking. Because she talks about how weird, but you gotta address both sides. Yes, the dudes are creepy, but the women marry that dude because the women love that creepy ass story just as much as because that's more exciting than some boring ass guy. The guy who came to your window and smelled you for 30 years. Yeah, you're gonna fucking marry that dude.
well, I don't.
Yeah, you are. Women are, bro. They always marry this fucking guy.
Yeah,
you think this guy's? Hold on, bro. You think this nigga's
I
not
was
gonna get with this girl?
Yeah, he is gonna get the girl at the end. And the reason why Willie Mays Hayes gives him that advice is because it works.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yo, yo, dudes are creepy. But ladies, who do you like?
The persistent guy or the guy who tries once but seems pretty cool, but just tries the once?
You know why you don't like him? Because you know the guy who tries once who doesn't care, you're going to fuck him and he's going to what? Not care.
Right.
He's going to not care. That's how life, he's going to cheat on you maybe with you. The guy who smells your window, I'll tell you this, he might murder you, but he's never cheating on you.
Yeah. He's never leaving you.
He might slit your throat, but he's never going to do anything to hurt you emotionally.
Right.
So this nigga follows her home,
Yeah.
right? And he sees that they're going home, and he's like, he gets all sad. He goes to a bar alone and he drinks, and the soft music's still playing. And then he like works up the courage to like, I'm gonna go bust in her house. And then he goes and he just busts in her place. I swear to God, just opens the door, walks right in. Bro, this is insane. He doesn't knock, just walks right in.
I feel like this is even a lot for that.
No, this scenario's like, bro, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This nigga plays in the MLB.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
This is a lot.
This is some Ben Roethlisberger shit.
Yeah.
So, Sam said yes. She doesn't like those Steelers. She said, fuck them. Sorry, Pittsburgh fans. But also your city sucks.
Yeah, fuck Pittsburgh.
But I like you guys.
Yeah.
I like all of you personally.
You guys are cool.
Sam said no. So, my dream would be this podcast gets big enough that we can still sell out Pittsburgh, but when we go, they boo.
Yeah.
No one laughs. It's like on purpose. It is like, well, now it's awesome. Now it's like our thing, you know? So Jake walks upstairs to the place, and he's like, Lynn, it's not her place. It's the attorney guy's place. And it's like the super dope mansion. And she's like, hi, Jake. And the guy's like, hey, Jake. Yeah, Jake, right? From the restaurant. Lynn told me all about you. Why don't you come on in for a drink?
What? Yo, what?
Power move.
A power
You
move?
see, he does it like that too. Like he
Yeah.
straightens his tie. Like, oh, I know this hurt you. Like,
Right.
let me hurt your feelings some more.
Right.
You just found out. Oh yeah, I'm dicking your girl down, bro. She's at my place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Here, share a drink with us. Okay.
yeah. Why don't you come get some of this, Playboy?
But attorney, this is clearly a movie. This is a bad move. Attorney, don't you know you're in a movie?
Yeah. Don't you know? Like, bro, how do you think this go in?
Yeah, attorney, no.
yeah. Run from this nigga.
Kick him out, please. The cameras. Don't you see the cameras?
Yeah. Don't you see the cameras? I mean, they're huge. The director's
The
there.
director's yelling, cut. You're a different person. Come on. After
Grip
this cut.
over there.
You
There's
gotta
food
know.
behind the cameras.
Get him out of there, bro.
This is the third time you've done this scene. Get him out of there. So he comes in. The guy's like, he's got like his rich hoity-toity friends. He's like, hello, everyone. This is Jake Taylor. He's a professional baseball player. And it's enough super billionaire people where they can like look down on that.
Yeah.
Which is like why it is funny that there is a
There's
level of people
like,
where if you're hanging around them and you're like, hey, this is Kevin Durant, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck you. Because first off, I guess it's poor to be more interested in the baseball player, but to me it's just more interesting to be interested in a guy whose life is way more interesting than any billionaires ever could be.
Sounds like a guy who's never had $100 million. That's what you sound like. so that's a $100 million talk. That's what I hear. That's what I'm hearing.
It's also weird to look
Over
at
here.
this rich ass baseball player like he's fucking broke.
Yeah. Well, he is to them.
I know. But usually, like, successful people still like other successful people.
Not if they're poorer than them.
No. I mean, like,
A lot of times.
I'm saying, like, we've hung around certain celebrities, and they like to just be around. You don't have to be as rich as them, but they like it if you're rich.
Yeah, but so those are those are the same level of. We've never met a billionaire. In these celebrity circles we're talking about, not really.
I have not met a billionaire. Rogan.
Yeah, but that's just new. That's just new billion. That's a new billion.
Rogan's new billion.
We knew him when he was 100 million. different level.
Don't you forget it, Joe. I knew you when you were just a 500 millionaire, you broke bitch.
But yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's like that's a whole different. When you're talking about like these are like 100 millionaires, right? So it's like
Baseball players. Let's say 100 millionaire.
No, not him.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, this guy's 100 millionaire. So the baseball player would be like
I mean,
10 to 15 million in
not
the
even-
80s.
If that,
In the 80s too. Yeah.
If that, and he's obviously not a great player.
Well, no, they say so. I'm sorry. They say how he used to be a superstar, like one of the best players
Okay,
in the
so
league.
he was- but yeah.
He's made the biggest contract
Well, yeah.
you could make in the 80s, whatever that was.
Which
But I'm
is-
sure it
which
ain't
is
bad.
How much? Which is probably not close to $100 million though.
No.
The $100 million the first $100 million contract I think was Alex Rodriguez in the early 2000s.
That's true. But let's say if you were one of the best players in the 80s, you had to be making good money. At least you had to be making enough money where you could buy a mansion and and take care of your family, like all that kind of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But you're right. You probably weren't wealthy, but you were very rich.
Or maybe you could be wealthy, but you're not the same level of wealth.
No. No, I'm sure, I mean, you might not be because they're like now these athletes, like Kevin Durant is wealthy.
Yeah,
That's a different level. Russell Westbrook is wealthy.
LeBron James is gonna be a billionaire.
He's not going to be a billionaire. But even the other guys, they're wealthy. Like these guys are wealthy. Like Giannis is wealthy now. $225 million 5-year contract.
Yeah, that's wealth.
That's wealth. But what was the best baseball player in the 80s? Well, super rich, of course.
Yeah,
Wealthy?
like that. I don't know. I
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. But I don't know what the value of money was back then.
Yeah, and also baseball contracts have always been crazy.
Yeah, $15 million might have been a lot. It goes a long way in 1980. Way more. I mean,
Yeah, let's
it goes
say-
a longer way in 1980 than it does it.
Yeah,
than
let's
it
say
does
he
now.
signed a $15 million contract in 1980. It's like, oh, that's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
People would look at him as wealthy.
Yeah.
Other than, I guess, these people.
I
No,
guess
these
these
are just haters.
No, I think they're that. The way you're describing him, it seems like they're just that rich.
Yeah, because for him to be one of the best baseball players in baseball at one point, it's like, bro, he's famous too.
Yes, that's a American. That's a very famous man.
Yeah. So in the 80s especially, if you're one of the most
Yeah.
famous players in the 80s, that's when like that really meant something.
Yes, I feel like being the most famous baseball player really meant something until the early 2000s.
Yeah, because now it don't mean shit.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
So Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Henry and Cal. No, yeah, we lived in
McGwire.
the era of baseball superstars. We caught baseball superstars.
Mark McGuire, Derek Jeter, Barry Bonds, A-Rod.
His sister has not seen baseball. That era,
No,
they don't
she's
know
never
baseball
seen a
superstars.
She's never known a
Yeah,
baseball superstar.
we because even we caught the end of Cal Ripken's career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Mark McGuire was the big, probably the biggest name in
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa.
Barry Bonds.
Home
Barry
run
Bonds.
chase.
Yeah, I
Barry
mean,
Bonds.
Jesus. Randy Johnson. Oh, dude, no, they were.
those-
I mean, everybody knew about the Randy. Like, they were
Yeah.
players, man. And Derek Jeter, of course.
Derek Jeter and A-Rod. were the
A-Rod,
last ones.
Albert
Those
Pujols.
two were the last. Pujols is the last one.
Yeah,
That's
who
so
was the last
funny.
one?
Huh?
Oh, and then there's other names that are like at least were fringe superstars, like Roger Clemens, Kurt Schilling.
No, Roger Clemens was a
A-list. I
superstar.
think A-list too. Kurt Schilling.
Kurt Schilling was like fringe.
What's
Kurt
his name?
Schilling was like-
Johnny Damon.
I would say
You see what I'm
fringe
saying? Like,
superstar.
but at least they had that.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have superstars. You even have fringe superstars.
Right.
You know, I'd say Johnny Damon's like a Chris Middleton. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
is Chris Middleton a superstar? No, but he's a fringe star.
Yeah.
How are we? What are we talking about?
Anyways, so these rich guys are laughing at.
Oh
Jake.
yeah, like what the fuck are we talking
yeah.
about?
I don't think we said one right thing in the last 10 minutes. If I'm being honest. I don't think we said one correct thing in the whole last 10 minutes. We've been talking. I think all three of us have been wrong. 100%.
Oh my god, the last 10 minutes have just been a waste.
Whatever the fuck we've been
We've
talking
just
about.
wasted time.
Just
If
people
you're
angry.
listening-
Like these
if you're
guys have
listening to this, you
no
love this
idea-
movie.
This guy has no idea what they're talking about.
Will you just tell the fucking
fucking
movie,
movie.
Derek?
Yeah.
Jesus. I will, motherfucker. Give me a second. I'm laughing. Yeah. So they're making fun of him. They're calling him a broke bitch. They're all being
Yeah.
snooty. He says how he came to. They're like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I came to see Lynn. I thought this was her place. And the guy goes, oh, it soon will be. And then he makes out with Lynn.
Nice.
They all sit.
Nice.
And then some of the people
Power move.
sold a power move. This is it's a power move.
Yeah.
He goes, what team? And the guy's like, what team do you play for, Jake? And he's like, oh, the Indians. And the lady's like, here in Cleveland. I didn't even know they had a team. And he's like, yep. We got uniforms and everything, which I think is a great thing.
Yeah.
We have uniforms and everything. And then the attorney guy goes, well, they are in last place right now, correct? And he's like, yeah, we are. And then one of the women is like, I heard baseball players make great salaries. He's like, not me. I'm on the league minimum right now. I'm old, you know? And then she go, and then that's when Lynn goes, yeah, but because everybody kind of laughs at him,
Yeah.
right? Because he says it too, like he doesn't mind.
Right.
And then Lynn says, he used to be possibly one of the greatest. He used to be possibly one of the greatest players playing. Like he used to be possibly the best player playing in his prime.
Right.
You know, and then everybody's kind of like, okay, like,
Yeah.
but you see even her of like, no, he was.
on. Yeah.
Hey, I don't like the guy, but no,
Yeah,
he was
relax.
that nigga when it came to baseball.
Yeah.
So, a lady goes, well, what will you do when your career ends? You can't play baseball forever. And he goes, I'm going to go to Hawaii, have me a couple of Olympic kids, swimmers. And then everybody's like, oh, wow, that's specific. And then a lady goes, Lynn, weren't you in the Olympics? And then she's like, yes. And they're like, and what sport did you do? And she's like, swimming. And then, bro, I love it. Jake smiles and goes, yeah, I better get going. Yo, Powered immediately shifted back.
Right.
Of like, yo, I'm going to have me some Olympic kids, some swimmers. And then everybody go, well, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Okay. Good last line.
Oh.
Get out of there with the win.
Oh, he won.
Yeah.
And then the attorney goes, well, let me walk you out. And then as they're walking out, they talk shit to each other. And the guy's like, stay away from my fucking wife. And then Jake's like, suck my dick. And they're saying this while they're smiling.
Right.
And then Jake leaves.
Okay.
Okay. So the coach calls Vaughn into his office. Rick, you got a great arm. Best I've ever seen. But your control is wild. You know, lots of pitchers work the minors, and then that's how they have great careers. But you, why don't you do something else? Read these letters for me. And he backs up and he holds up some letters. And he's like, yep, can't see shit, can you? Cut to, he has these like nerdy ass grandma glasses on.
Right.
And he's like, oh, come on, man, I don't want to wear this shit. And they're like, that's what you're wearing? You can't see, you'll be throwing better with these.
Right.
And he's like, well, after the game, I'm picking out my own pair, right? And he's looking at himself and he's like, fuck. So they hit the field, the team goes out. You see Vaughn, the announcer go, and Vaughn, the kid, one pitch away, Vaughn, the kid they call the wild thing, one pitch away from his first major league victory, right? It's like the end of the game. He throws a pitch, and a guy gets hit, right? Like a guy gets a hit towards Dorn at shortstop. Dorn doesn't go all out for it. Like, goes up to it and then kind of like would have to dive. Right. But it's like, it's still easy get, but all he'd have to do is kind of.
A major league shortstop should make this play.
Easy, all day.
Right.
He doesn't go out for it and kind of like gives up on it, right?
Right.
So now there's two runners. There's two outs, runners at the plate.
Right.
They have runners at the corner. Sorry, 2 outs, runners at the corners.
Right.
Okay. Jake comes out and he's like, man, get it together, baby. What's going on? And while Charlie Sheen's mad, he's like, I need you to focus, baby. What's going on? He's like, fucking Dorn. He's like, what? He's like, he did that shit on purpose. He's like, hey, cut that crybaby shit out. This is the major leagues. Nobody misses shit on purpose. All right? How you feeling? He's like, my arm is jello. He's like, well, get it over the plate. I'll handle the rest.
Okay.
And Vaughn's like, right? So Jake comes back and he starts talking mad shit to the batter. He's like, oh, by the way, what's up? He's like, good to see you. Like, Larry, I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, I saw your wife last night. She was out dancing. And the guy kind of looks at her, and she's like, yeah. I meant to ask you earlier in the game, yo, why'd your wife have that? Why'd that guy have your wife's panties on his head last night? And then the guy like swings and pops one up. Right. Jake catches it. The coach smiles, right? And he looks at the other coach, and he's like, we're coming together. The owner's like,
right.
Okay. Jake comes over to the Dorn guy's huge mansion.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy baseball, like what a baseball player would have. Super mansion. He's like, hey, Jake. He's like, hey, what's up, Roger? Man, I love this place. He's like, oh, thanks, buddy. He goes, listen, Rob, I have to talk to you about something. I didn't want to do it in front of the team. He goes, yeah, what's going on? You having financial problems? You know I'll do anything to help. And Jake's like, no, it ain't that. I'm concerned. Why didn't you come up with that grounder yesterday in the ninth? Mm-hmm. And he's like, what? It was out of my reach. What do you want me to dive? And then you see Jake's face kind of twist, Right. It could have meant the game. He's like, look, man, I'm not risking an injury for fucking you stiffs and this losing team. I have a career. He's like, I got a couple more good high-paying seasons left, and then I got a career after this in commentating, and that's what the moneymaker is. So I'm not diving and messing up my face for you losers. And then Jake stands up and he goes, listen to me. This is my last shot as a fucking winner. This is some of these guys' only shot. You miss another ball like that today, and you see his wife walk in the room, the Dorn's guy wife. She's like, I got snacks. I'll cut your fucking nuts off and stick them down your throat. You understand me? He's like, right, and it's like, because Jake's like that like, bro, right. If you mess this last season up for me,
I'll fucking kill you.
I'll kill you.
Right.
And the wife's like, oh. Cut to, you see girls hitting on Vaughn at the bar, and everybody's calling him Wild Thing,
Okay.
right? All over the paper, they're winning, but people are like that same montage of the city, but people are like, yeah, they're winning, but they still suck.
Right,
Everybody's saying that.
right.
Like, yeah, we won a couple games, but we're not going to do anything.
Right.
Like, everybody's like, I'm not going to get my hopes up. Like, it's a bunch of that, right?
Right.
I love these shots. They're my favorite. The players in the locker room are pissed off. They have no hot water. Their fucking World Tub doesn't work.
Right.
Remember, because she's fucking up all their shit.
Right.
The coach goes, I'm getting that bitch on the phone. And then the owner goes, this bitch is in the locker room. And he turns and she's there. And then she's like, you want a towel? And his dick is just out.
Right.
And he's like, nope. He's like, we're out of hot water. And what happened to our new world pool? And she's like, we got revenue problems. He's like, we haven't had hot water and showers. We haven't had, our team needs to be taken care of. It's about health. And she goes, look, our pipes got rusted. It is what it is. I can't afford to keep up, like, all these different payments.
Right.
And he's like, well, how am I supposed to keep my players healthy? And she's like, why don't you make them tougher? And he starts going off, right? And then she says, if you could get people in the stands, none of this would be even necessary. Why don't you be grateful I still pay any of your salaries? And then she walks out.
Damn.
True owner.
Damn.
Real deal owner, I think.
Damn.
We see the Indians, cut to, they beat the Tigers, Detroit, 5-4.
Okay.
More people in the stands. We see Lynn in the stands one game, and Jake notices her. They win. He runs like she leaves and she runs off. He runs after her.
Mm-hmm.
She drives like she drives off. He looks at a cop. He goes, "I need a car. My car's across the stadium." And the cop's like, "Take the bullpen car." He's like, "Thanks." You see her park at her place and go inside. You see this nigga following her and the Wahoo guy,
Right.
like a little him car.
That's funny.
He busts into her place, and then he goes, "Whose place is it this time?" And she goes, "It's mine." You follow me again, which is, bro, just fine with this nigga busting in her place.
Yeah, right? There's so much. Oh, my God.
Lots to unpack there.
Yeah, a lot going on in this relationship.
Some deep, twisted problems.
Right.
He goes, "I spotted you in the stands." She goes, "I just wanted to see you play." He goes, "How was it?" "You need to open your stance a little bit. That's why they keep pitching you inside." He's like, "Okay."
Okay.
So she has boxes everywhere, right? And he's like, "What's all this?" "Moving in with Tom this week." She's like, "Jake." He's like, "Oh, come on." He's like, "You really going to do that?" She's like, "Jake, you like the fast life. Girls sending underwear in your hotel and all that crazy nonsense. I want a normal life. I want a normal, like, not the life you have." She's like, "I want to throw," and then she goes, "I want a normal life." And he goes, "I can give you a normal life." She goes, "No." She goes, "I don't want your kind of normal life. Your kind of normal life is where I throw you a birthday party and you don't show up. But then finally, when we think you do, it's not you. It's a lawyer with a paternity suit." And he's like, "Yeah, but you know that woman was just out for money." And she's like, "Jake, I was mad that you fucked her." I love this guy, bro. He's actually a straight up Sam is over there nodding in the corner.
Yeah.
Of like, yo, who is this? I love this woman of like, well, I really have to explain to him.
Yeah. Oh, so
I
funny.
love this. He's like, that woman lied.
Yeah. And he's still probably going to end up with her at the end of this movie.
Oh, let's hope.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "I can't go back to that life. I've done it too many times." And he goes, "Okay, I guess that's it. Then."
Right.
And they stare at each other, and she goes, "Did you ever read Moby Dick? Finally? Like, did you ever finally get to read Moby Dick?" And he goes, "Yeah, cover to cover." And then they start talking, and they smile, and then they start making out. All it took was Moby Dick.
Right.
And then he takes her coat off. They start kissing, and she goes, "Wait, what happens at the end?" And then he says what happens at the end. And, like, he says it in a way of, like, he's into it, too, of, like,
Right.
I can't believe that's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they just fuck. And then right when they're about to fuck, he goes, "Am I invited to your wedding?" She goes, "This doesn't change anything." He goes, "Well, am I invited to your wedding?" And she's like, "Yes." Which is like, right? Ugh. He wakes up alone the next morning. She's gone. Okay? Cut to, they are 9 games out of first place.
Yeah.
The owner is so pissed. She's like, "I got to force a losing streak." And the GM's like, "You took everything from them already." And then she goes, "Not everything." Cut to, we see them on a bus ride into a game, right? They get to